What's up, y'all? In this video, I'm going to talk about how I got into online high ticket sales and why I believe that high ticket sales, remote closing is the best way if you're a beginner to transition into the online space. Simple as that. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jack Sumner. Over the last 5 years, I've been obsessed with this industry. Sales, remote sales, we like to call it digital closing. But I've been obsessed with it because I've seen so many people change their life. I've seen so many people create an entirely new opportunity for themselves from their laptop, from their cell phone, actually helping people, actually benefiting someone else. And so on the other side of the coin, I've seen tons of other businesses that we work with them all the time, that need really good closers, setters, and sales reps for their business. I know the opportunity's there. I'm a first witness of it, and it's something that I truly am passionate about and believe in. Over the last few years, I've helped thousands of people do it. I've built our team to do it. I've done it myself, and it's what we truly believe in and why I make these videos and why I want to give a lot of value to you if you're thinking about getting into the industry. So let's hop in. How did I get into it? My uncle, growing up, I always looked up to him, really incredible person, but he had a marketing agency that I always watched him, and he was always really successful. And I just was like, yo, that's my Uncle Mike, man. I want to be like him. I want to build something like he has. And I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to work with him. And I started doing small things like sending out mailers to his clients, doing a lot of physical mail, and doing some of the dirty, little small jobs around his office. And then after I graduated college, I actually had the opportunity to take on a bigger role where I started doing some of the marketing for him. And at this time, I was doing marketing on my own on the side. I had my own little agency, and I also partnered with him and helped him service some of his clients. And what we did was we would run ads on Instagram, social media for these companies. I don't even know if it was really Instagram. It was more Facebook at the time. Facebook, Google, and YouTube were the main platforms. And we would run these ads, and every month, inevitably, the sad part was we would get a call from a client that said, hey, I love what you're doing, but these leads, they're not qualified. They're not turning into clients, and we just can't keep going unless we can actually make this make sense, understandably. And so I'm freaking out. I got to tell my uncle, and I have my own business with my own people that I'm taking care of. And I'm like, how do we lower this churn rate? How do we keep these clients on? And so what we did is ultimately we picked up the phone and started calling the leads that we got the clients. And what we learned is there were some really good leads in there. And what we learned after that was, hey, it's not that these companies can't sell. It's that they're not used to talking to leads that come from online, that come from social media. They're talking to people that walk into their store or reach out to them for their service through a recommendation or a referral. And so there's a lot more trust there when it comes that way. But when you're online, there's a really low level of trust. And we had to learn how to build that trust. And so it was not that the companies were not good at sales. It was that they just didn't know how to talk to these leads. They needed to do it with speed. They needed to learn how to build trust. And they also needed to get these people and turn them into actual paying customers. Or these ad campaigns, the dollars they were putting in, they were paying us and putting into the platforms, it would all go to waste. This is where we found the niche. This is where we found our angle in the marketplace. And like I said, I'm lucky. Like, I was at the right place at the right time, but I also believe that luck is where it's like an intersection of opportunity, hard work, and focus. And that's kind of where I ended up. At the same time, I had a mentor that I had paid that was noticing the same thing, that had a really successful company, but noticed that a lot of people struggled converting these leads into clients. And so he was doing the same thing. He was coming up against these same problems. He was helping me with it. And then I noticed, like, hey, this is where we should be focusing our attention. So we started training others to talk to leads, to communicate with them, to set appointments, to close deals. And it was at the perfect time in the market. Okay. And the crazy part is this is still the perfect time to do it. But as we started building our company was really at the beginning. And so you may be asking, as I'm saying that, like, hey, is this too saturated now? Is it too late? The answer is no. I just looked at an article the other day. It said 1,700 new millionaires are made online every day. The beautiful thing about high ticket remote sales is simple. The bigger the online industry gets, the more people that are successful, the more opportunity there is, the more potential partners there are for you as a remote closer, as a digital closer, as a sales rep, as an appointment setter, whatever position you're looking to fill. And so that is one of the most exciting things for me about this industry is it's going to continue to grow and it's still new. But for me getting to the space, this was simply the right place at the right time, and seeing a problem in the market and capitalizing on it. This was around the time when Tai Lopez was coming out. I don't know if you've heard of the term SMMA, social media marketing agency, but this is when it was getting really hot. And I was lucky enough, like I said, where I had an uncle that was in the space and gave me an opportunity to provide for some of his clients, to do the marketing. And a lot of his clients, they actually had less problems than my clients. And I had to figure that out. And I realized that sales, this online space of sales, was the missing link. And that is when I went all in. Simple as that. And so I want to talk about the real two things that changed the game for me and really helped me see success. Over the last 2 years, we've done multi-millions. And I don't say that, again, I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that you can do that in this space. Is it possible? 100%. I don't want to put like unrealistic expectations on this, because you can do amazing and it's a commission-based job. The opportunity is limitless. It's unlimited. But I also want to say, I say that because I want to tell you that what I'm telling you, it comes from somebody who's doing it, who wakes up every single day and actually does what they talk about. And so that is why I say that, not to flex, not to brag. Okay. So the first thing that I learned that really changed the game for me was this. I started working on myself. If you were to go back 5-10 years before I started this journey, I was a really anxious kid. Like I had a lot of, on the outside, it looked good. Everybody knew me as like a fun-loving guy, good personality, really, cool dude. But inside I had these issues that I was dealing with. And I became obsessed with personal development. And I'll tell you why. The reason was I started studying other people on YouTube that were successful, that were giving advice on how to overcome things and become a better version of yourself. And I got a little taste of it and I tried it and I'm like, wow, I feel better. I'm learning new skills, and I started to feel better and I started to do better things, and I did more, and I became obsessed with actually just taking one step forward, 1% better every single day. And life started to improve. Life started to get better. I started to get better. And I love that feeling. And when I started that journey, it was truly when my life started to change for the better. I took my headphones and I turned it into like a university. I'd walk around. I love music. And I could tell you another story about how I owned a recording studio as well, but that was before that. But I love music, but I stopped listening to music because all I wanted to do was walk around with like information in my head that I could like reprogram myself onto. And so that was the key number one. Start reprogramming myself to be successful. What thoughts was I thinking? What actions was I taking? Was I distracted? Was my focus spread way too far out and keeping me from actually seeing the results? And a lot of times it was. And so I had to really become aware, is my favorite thing to say. Become aware of who you are so you can know what's actually holding you back from getting to the next level. That was the key for me. That was the first one. The second thing that I did, and this is specific to sales, is I learned how to build trust with people that I was talking to online. Not some kind of fake trust where I'm like trying to, get you to do something that's not good for you, but true, genuine trust. And this is something that I hear a lot of people in sales not talk about. And I'm like, what do you mean? And the key here is trust is built not by the gift of gab, not by selling ice to an Eskimo or talking. It's by listening and truly understanding the person across from you and caring about what's best for them. And when you do that, what happens is you get into this flow state called the present moment, the true present moment. I'm kind of in it right now as I'm talking to you. I'm just in this moment, and I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just listening to that person, trying to understand them and putting the spotlight on them. And when you do that, the weirdest thing happens. People know your intentions. They may not know it consciously, but they can feel it deep down. And they can feel that when you're listening and you're trying to understand what they've done, what they believe the problem is, what the real problem is, what they've tried to do to fix it, what they think the next step should be. And we start to understand all these things. It's really refreshing for someone to actually hear that. And so I was able to listen to people, listen to their problems, and try to find a solution. If I could, then I would move them on and move to the next step. If I couldn't, then I would just say straight up, like, look, really don't think this is a good fit for you right now. Like, what we do is a little bit different. I do have some resources that I could kind of point you in the right direction and help you get that way. But this is how you truly build trust in the online space. It's by listening, it's by caring, and genuinely doing what's best for the person across from you. And so that's kind of the angle that I took. And when I put those two things together, it was like magic, and things started to change. My life started to improve. And I'm not acting like everything's perfect all the time. It wasn't like this. It was like, whoop, we learn a little bit. Oh, we're going to learn a bit. A lot of people, they go through life, it looks like this, right? They're angry, they're mad, and they just stay in this angry and mad state all the way across. And then we have other people that they're angry, they're mad, then they go up a little bit, and then they come down here and they learn, how to handle it. And they come up, and then they learn. And then the graph looks like, over time, it just looks like you're climbing a mountain versus staying in one place. And so that's what I recommend for you. You got to start learning, how do I improve myself? How do I get better? What do I not like about what I'm doing? How do I raise my awareness and actually become a better human being, learn a new skill, be able to actually do something that I never thought was possible? I want to say this. If you're thinking about getting into remote sales, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to learn. Go through my past videos. I have a lot of stuff, but my purpose on this platform right now is to provide value. It's not to get you interested in what we do, like our program, our mentorship. If you don't know, we have that. It's not a good fit for everybody. But what the purpose of this platform is to truly try to help people that aren't ready for that mentorship right now, that are looking for more stuff. So leave in the comments if you think, like, if you have a question about the space, if you want me personally to answer it, I'll make a whole video on your comment. I don't care. That is the purpose of this platform. That's why I'm doing this, because I truly believe in it. If you got something from it, I appreciate it. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Look forward to talking to you more. And remember, y'all, the world is better when you're better. Let's go.